Assalamu alaikum, brothers and sisters. Listen, we are in dire need of donations to keep these shows running and available for you 24/7. So that means when you're in the car, it's available for you to listen to. Whether you're at work, streaming, playing a game, it's available for you to listen to. Rowing your deen and learning about the beautiful, beautiful, beautiful different topics of Islam. Listen, one of the heaviest deeds that could be placed on your scale on the day of judgment is Sadaqah Jariyah. Yes, I know I'm trying to build deeds daily. So you can too. So listen, feel free and please, from the bottom of your heart, donate to this wonderful cause, wonderful website and platform to continually push out shows that will benefit you and the Muslim Ummah. Yes, you can donate by going to the Sunnahfollowers.net website, pressing the donate tab. You can also scan the QR code in YouTube on the far left top of our videos that are streaming. Listen, guys, this is very important, and take this as important. We want to keep this programming available for you 24/7 so that you have access in your car, anywhere you choose to tune in to this wonderful programming. Yes, guys, it's all at your disposal. So listen, feel free to donate. Once again, remember, Sadaqah Jariyah, one of the heaviest deeds on your scale on the day of judgment. He was known as the Sword of Allah, one of the greatest generals in history, one of Islam's greatest heroes. His name, Khalid ibn al-Walid. Sunnahfollowers presents a new series presented by Ustad Mukhtar Shahid. Coming soon, so stay tuned. Streaming on all major platforms. Channel Sunnahfollowers. Sunnahfollowers presents a new upcoming class. Stay tuned. Sacred Bonds by Daryl Abdullah Kirk. Yes, Sacred Bonds, navigating the depths of Muslim matrimony and the family. You don't want to miss this one. Please stay tuned. Streaming on all major platforms right here on Sunnahfollowers.net.
Living in this dunya, to the believer, it's a prison. Living in this dunya, to the believer, it's a prison. Living in this dunya, to the believer.
Can you guys hear me now?
We can hear you on Zoom.
Okay. Okay. I need somebody on here. Can you guys hear me on YouTube?
I can hear you, yes.
Okay. Okay. All right. Okay, hold on, let me fix it because I was streaming earlier, and every time I stream, okay, I can see it. I have to get it back like it was. Okay, guys. Inna alhamdulillah wa salat wa salam ala wa rasulallah. Welcome to our first class for tonight. And I did what you guys asked. I had to, how many of you took advantage of the stream I had playing earlier? I'm trying to prepare you guys for Ramadan. So what I did was I played the lectures, the classes that you may have missed from the Mecca Siddiq Tafsir. And I played some of the shorts. I was making videos all day. But anyway, and also, the lecture, the shorts that Brother Youssef spoke about. His lecture yesterday was the Muslim 2.0, how the Saudi Arabia and the Muslim states in the Gulf have become westernized and they're deviating away from Islam. That lecture that he gave yesterday, I made shorts out of it and I posted it up. You can go to my YouTube channel, click under the tab that says shorts, and you will see them. And I also posted them on Facebook, Instagram, Instagram, Twitter, and all the rest of them too. So his shorts are out. And for the Q&A that I did yesterday, a lot of you have emailed me asking did I put the answers out yet. I'll do that later on tonight. Boy, y'all see how long it took me to do Brother Yusef's videos. I started doing his videos around 1 o'clock this afternoon because I didn't wake up till 1, and I didn't finish his videos until 5:30. So 2, 3, 4, that was 4 hours. Boy, that was a 4-hour job. So I'm just one person, so kind of bear with me. I'll try to put my answers to my Q&A show from yesterday out later on tonight, so you brothers and sisters will have it, okay? And tonight for this class, wait, first of all, before I get into this class, y'all see that? The donations. Yes, we are desperately, desperately, desperately in need of donations. This is the first of the month. Thanks to the donations that you sisters sent yesterday, this streaming service that I am using has been paid. That's a $300 expense. So I want to let everybody know, may Allah bless all of you who sent your monies in yesterday, because the streaming service went through. It did not bounce. MashaAllah. Boy, that took a lot of anxiety off of me. But don't forget, we have the other bills too. The Canva's gonna come out, which is the program I use. Also, I got a new editing program that I use for the videos. Y'all see the videos look better. New editing program. That's more money. That's gonna come out. Also, my video editing program I do for the whole video. All of that stuff comes out. It totals about, well, we've paid $300. We need about $200 more dollars, because I remember we rounded it off. The first of the month we need $500, because those are the big expenses. And then the end of the month we need $500, and then in the middle of the month we need a big, miscellaneous amounts. I can't remember. Y'all know I don't utilize my left brain. I utilize the right. The right is the big picture, the imagination and emotions. This scientific stuff over here, I ain't got time for it. It's too complicated. It makes me have anxiety. So, but anyway, please, guys, we need $200 more this weekend to cover those other expenses. Please donate. You can donate using Cash App. There it is on the ticker. You can PayPal. You can, oh, look at that. And you can also use, what is that? Zelle. Yeah, let me fix that. I don't know why it does that. Let me fix it right quick. I'll make it a smaller. Yeah, this program I'm using, they put new fonts out and stuff, and I can never find the right one. Let's try that one. Okay. All right. So please donate to support us. And also tonight at 8 p.m., which is 1 hour, Dr. Dramali is going to be doing his Science of the Quran class. And by the way, is Fame and Anissa here? And don't let me have to call y'all name for an hour. Is Anissa?
Yeah,
That's Fame. Okay, Fame, did you get my message? He's using verses 6 through 16 of Surah Baqarah. And if Anissa's not here, Sister Laila, will you be available? Or Fame, you can read,
I'm
right?
sorry. What did you say? I'm sorry.
Or are you going to be out milking the cows around Jamali's time?
What time is Brother Jamali's class?
7 o'clock your time.
Oh, I'll come in. I'll come in.
Yeah, because I don't know where Anissa is in case she's not here. So you can do the reading, the reading for him.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, inshallah.
Okay, inshallah. So Dr. Jamali's class is at 8. He's going to cover verses 6 through 16 of Surah Baqarah. And he told me that these are verses of reformation, where you need to do a lot of self-evaluation. Look at yourself to see if you have the characteristics of a believer, or is your heart harboring hypocrisy. So verses 6 through 16 of Surah Baqarah are verses covering hypocrisy and belief within the heart. So this is going to be a great class for all of you, new shahadas and old, because again, how do we prepare for Ramadan? We don't prepare by doing all that fasting and you burnt out and asking for a fatwa to get out of fasting, which ain't happening here. Okay? You prepare for Ramadan spiritually by cleansing your heart, cleansing your soul. Okay? So be here for his class at 8. So let's get started on this class, which is belief in the angels. And before I go into the lecture, we stopped yesterday. I was kind of surprised that for the quiz I gave you guys, even my Muslims who were born Muslim, y'all couldn't answer that question about Adam. That really, I had a hard time sleeping last night because of that, because it's kind of messed up. What's wrong with you guys? What's all this Christianity stuff in y'all? What y'all been listening to? Who you been listening to? Nia, you got a question? Go ahead.
Yes, ma'am. Well, more like a statement. Thank you for, presenting that to us. I'm always telling you thank you. But it made me realize how important it is for me to go ahead and get done reading the Quran. Because if I had read the whole Quran, then I should know.
No, you ain't. What have you learned from me? Is reading.
I learned a lot from you.
I'm talking about, but what's the main thing I teach you? If you set up you know how many people read the whole Quran from front to back every day? And they still ain't Muslim. And they are Muslim and still don't know nothing. You can read the Quran every day of your life. You are not going to understand nothing in that book. Okay? Until you sit down with the people of knowledge and learn from them. That's the problem. And that's why I'm shocked at you guys, not you, because you're a new Shahada. I didn't expect you to know the answer. But I expected Anissa to know. I expected Sabrine to know. They've been Muslim for 100 years. I expected my Bantus from Africa who memorized the Quran by heart, how to sing it, but they don't know nothing that they saying. I expected them to know. Only one person knew, and that was Isra, my best student. Okay, so we're going to go over that today. Let me put this question up on the screen, and we're going to take a look at it again. Layla, are you in here too? Or you got the goats with you? You know, Layla's a farmer. Are the babies growing those goats?
No, Sister Layla, this time right here is my busiest time because I have to cook for my husband. But I'm listening. I am listening.
Are those goats growing?
Yeah, I'm gonna send you the picture of the
sheep. The sheep. Yeah, the baby. She done got big.
Yes, mashallah.
Does your husband spoil that sheep too?
You know what he brought in last night? Because Tasneem is still sick, because he thought he was going to be able to get her up.
Right.
He brought in new baby kittens, 2 little baby kittens. So Tasneem is bottle feeding them now.
Oh, subhanAllah. Yeah, this is what happens when you live on a farm, guys. Alhamdulillah. That's one thing I always wanted to do. I love animals so much. Yeah, they're in Texas, Brother Edward. They got a ranch. You remember that show, the Hewings? Dallas. They're in Dallas. You like the Hewings. They got a ranch. They don't have no horses and cows, though. They just got a bunch of sheep and goats and stuff like that. Yeah, and chickens. And all of that.
Alhamdulillah.
Mashallah. Okay, let me put this question up on the screen and we can take another look at it. Hold on. Okay, let's see. Okay, let me set this down so y'all can, I want y'all to really, I tried to, make it a little easy. This is something, but it's a basic that you guys should have learned. And I've taught this before. That's why I was surprised that my students, not Anissa and them, not knowing the answer. You know how many times I've taught this class? Okay, tonight what we're going to do is continue about the angels. I'm going to speak about the cardinal angels that are assigned to us at puberty. Okay, I'm going to give you a little bit more detail about their tasks, their duties. But I'm going to start off with this question here that I asked yesterday. Remember on the quiz yesterday, this was the question. Did Allah create Adam, alayhi salam, to live in paradise? Or did Allah create him to live on earth? All of you said paradise except for Isra, because Isra answered and gave the authentic hadith and everything. But I knew she would. She better had, because she's my best student, her and Pfizer. Okay? Allah did not create Adam to live in paradise, guys. That was never Allah's plan. Okay? Allah created Adam to live on earth and earn the right to paradise. Here we go. Where's he at? Is he in the Reddit room, Brother Edward? Let him unmute him. I got a so-called sheikh in Reddit who's a Sufi. I don't know him, but he's supposed to be pretty famous on the Dawah circuit. He ain't too famous on my circuit. But anyway, you can unmute the so-called sheikh, okay, who says the opposite. All right, where's my dalil? Where's the evidence? That's what I always tell you guys to ask these people when they start telling you things about Allah, about the religion and angels and all of that. Where's the evidence? Where's the evidence that Allah said that he created Adam to live in paradise, but because Adam did what he did, that was his punishment? This is Christianity. And by the way, guys, why is it that Sufism is so popular amongst American and Western Muslims? It's because most of you come from the Christian background. And out of all the deviant beliefs, the Sufis, their belief is most closest to Christianity. As I told you guys yesterday, the problem with all these crazy people is that they have a problem with the lordship of Allah. And I'm going to use the word crazy because I think it's crazy. How can you not believe in the lordship of Allah when Allah is so clear in the Quran? And the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam was so clear in explaining Allah's lordship. And then we had the companions like Ibn Abbas, Ibn Umar, may Allah be pleased with them all, and Aisha, who broke it down even more for us. So it's crazy to me for a Muslim to say that Allah originally created all of us to live in paradise. But because Adam did what he did and Eve did what she did, Allah punished us by putting us on earth. That is not correct. Where's the dalil? Bam! Right there in the Quran. This is Surah Baqarah. And thank God Jamali is doing the tafsir of this surah for y'all. He's doing verses 6 through 16. But this is verse number 30 of Surah Baqarah. I'm going to read the transliteration of the meaning. Layla, are you listening too? You can hear me, right? Just yell out.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
and your husband is Arabic, so he can read the Arabic after when I go to explaining this word I left in Arabic, if he understands Fusha. Okay, listen to what Allah says in the interpretation of the meaning. When your Lord said to the angels, I am placing a caliphate on earth. And remember, we talked about this as Allah was sculpting Adam alayhi salam, putting him together, making him. Remember, the angels stood around watching, and so did Iblis. They were wondering, what is this? What is this? So Allah told them, I am creating a new creation, and I am placing a caliphate on earth. And that's when they said, will you place on earth a creation that will cause corruption on it and shed blood while we declare your praises and sanctify you? And Allah answered them and said, I know what you do not know. Okay, let's break down this verse section by section. This is where the Arabic comes in. You have to know the classical Arabic, Khalifa. Khalifa. Remember, I tell you guys, one Arabic word can have 100 different meanings depending on how that word is used. Khalifa, and I wrote it out in Arabic there. Ka, I have a problem with ka, not call, it's ka. Y'all know I'm weak with my ha. Khalifa, Khalifa. Okay, Khalifa. In English, we say the caliph. In English, you hear the word caliph. Caliph doesn't just mean one thing. It means many things. For example, in English, it can mean successor. It can mean ruler. Like imam, it can mean leader. Okay? So Allah told the angels why he was creating Adam. He said, I am creating him to be a ruler and a leader on earth. Y'all see that? That's right there in the Quran, in the Fusha. That's why y'all got to, don't try to play to be a scholar if you don't speak Arabic. I don't speak Arabic well, okay? But I learned this stuff from my teachers who are scholars of the Arabic language, like Dr. Asim, like Sheikh Morsi, like Dr. Dramali, okay? That's what I was telling you, Nia. You can't teach yourself. If you read that book from A to Z, you still would not have got this right, because the English word that they use in this Quran is successor. And you would never think that successor means a ruler or a leader. And not only that, but you have to know the role of these words. Khalifa, this is a noun. What's the role of a Khalifa? It's not to go out and make war. The role of the Khalifa is to govern and oversee the lives of other humans on earth, and to oversee their lives in accordance to Allah's laws, Allah's rules, Allah's guidance. And also, Khalifa is responsible for carrying on the task of reforming and changing mankind, and also morally training and educating mankind. That's why I was saying, if you read that in English, does that verse tell you any of that in English? No. Does your tafsir book? I don't even think Ibn Kathir's tafsir book tells you that. I don't use those books, those Ibn Kathir's book. Okay, I use the hadiths. The hadiths. and my teachers who were scholars. I still have my notebooks with their notes of the meaning of these words, in English. Okay? So this is the dalil. And for the Sufi man, I don't know where he got his stuff from, but this is the dalil. When Allah created Adam, he told the angels, this creation is created for earth, to be a leader on earth. And when Allah created the animals and all that, they were created to service us. Y'all see how the science of connectivity, everything connects. The dots in Islam connect. Allah created the sun, the moon, the mountains, the trees, the animals, the bees, the cockroaches to service us, because we are Khalifa. In Arabic, that means we are the rulers of the earth. We are the highest of the creations on earth. So everything else created on earth is to service us. Y'all see that? Does that make sense? People in my Zoom room, Anissa, Layla, Geechee, all the rest of y'all understand that?
Yes.
Yeah, see?
Yes, ma'am.
But that's why I'm saying you have to, this is why the prophet said you can't teach yourself. You have to have a teacher. Every Muslim on planet Earth has to have a teacher. I got a teacher. You got a teacher. I'm your teacher. But most Muslims don't have a teacher. They're doing like Nia said. They're reading the Quran and thinking they understand it when they don't. That's why I tell y'all don't do that. When y'all have these women's groups and y'all sit around reading the Quran together, that's dangerous, because you don't know what Allah is saying. You don't know the Fusha. You don't know the Hadith. You probably walking away with all kind of misconceptions. Like this Sufi man here who calls himself a sheikh. And he still ain't typed no evidence yet that Allah created us on earth and he got mad and kicked us out as a punishment. Okay? Also, that brings us to the question that this man is asking here, who's supposed to be a sheikh. You're supposed to be a scholar, you said. Well, then why come you asking me? Why don't you know this answer? Okay, and this is the question that most Sufis ask. That's why I'm ready for you. So when we tell people that, Allah did not create Adam to live here on earth. He created him to live in paradise. Allah created Adam to live here on earth and work and earn paradise. The first question that comes up is, well, if that's the case, just like what this brother here is typing to me, if that's the case, why did Allah keep him and his wife in paradise? Why did Allah create him in paradise and then let him live there if he didn't originally want him to stay there? Good question. Well, that's explained too. And who does the explanation here? Well, we got a lot of companions. Like I told you guys, when it comes to Islam, our understanding of everything in this religion, it's not supposed to be the understanding of a madhab. And that's where a lot of you brothers go wrong. Y'all follow the 4 madhabs, or y'all follow some sheikh. Allah was clear in the Quran with this. He said the best of this nation, and no one will ever out-trump them in understanding and practice of this deen, are the companions, the originals. That's clear too in the Quran. So when it comes to aqeedah issues or belief issues or issues of faith, our understanding of these issues must be exactly as theirs was. So this question that the Sufi brother here who says he's a sheikh, yeah, okay, sheikh, I'll call you sheikh, okay? The question that he's asking here, why did Allah create Adam and Eve in paradise and let them live there if that wasn't his intention? We never ask questions like that. But the answer is simple, because there's no question that any of you can ask today that mankind has not already asked during the time of the Prophet and those companions. Well, Ibn Abbas, may Allah be pleased with him, and Ibn Umar, may Allah be pleased with him, and Ali, may Allah be pleased with him, and Sa'id al-Khudri, and Mujahid, and so many other companions answered this. The purpose of Allah creating Adam and his wife in paradise and letting them stay there the short time they did was because he wanted them to learn the nature of Iblis. Because Allah tells us also in the Quran that Iblis is our enemy. Never lower your guard to him. What did Allah tell Adam? He will attack you from the front. He will attack you from the back. Iblis never sleeps. As Ibn Abbas, may Allah be pleased with him, said, if Iblis went to sleep, then we could relax. But Iblis never sleeps. So Allah, being the merciful creator that he is, Allah is not oppressive. Allah created us. We accepted free will. That means we are going to be held accountable. But Allah says in the Quran, he will never punish a people who didn't receive the message and who didn't know. So out of the mercy of Allah, he allowed Adam and his wife to live amongst the angels and Iblis for that however short that time was, so that Adam and his wife could learn the nature of Iblis. And not just that, but also Allah let him know you and your descendants accepted free will. Because remember, after Allah created Adam, he also created the souls of all of us, all his descendants. We all chose free will, including Adam. So Allah says, since you and your descendants have chosen free will, this is all explained by Ibn Abbas, Mujahid, Ibn Umar. Some of the hadiths are from Ali, Aisha got a couple in there, all over the place. And they all authentic. Okay? You got to get rid of the Mishkat books, Aki. You know, most of them hadiths in Mishkat ain't hitting on nothing. And I know you Sufis love Mishkat. Oh yeah, I memorized all of Mishkat too. Not authentic. All right. But anyway, since Adam, because after Allah created him, he chose free will, him and all his descendants, which are us, all of us. Allah said, well, I'm going to teach you to learn what free will is and what happens when you choose well and you choose wrongly. Does this make sense, Laila? Does this make sense, Laila? And Nagichi, the rest of y'all?
Yes. Yes.
Yes,
Okay,
ma'am.
so that's why Allah, but you ain't gonna read all of this in the Quran by yourself. You gotta have the people of knowledge to break it down and explain it to you, because you don't know the hadiths. The hadiths are the explanation of the Quran. Yeah, go ahead.
I was going to say, so Allah had to teach us this because we didn't have a prophet before Adam and
Exactly.
So his first teacher was Allah. Okay, I got it.
Everything
I've never heard it
makes
this way,
sense.
subhanAllah.
And this is a basic. I learned this story when I was a kid. And then when I was first hooked up with Yusuf Qadardari, I heard it again, Umar Ashkar, and then Sheikh Morsi is the one that really broke it down to me. Sheikh Morsi is the one that had me, listen to Laila, learn this word Khalifa. Learn this word Khalifa. Sheikh Morsi is big on that. He said you have to know certain Fusha. You don't have to speak Arabic to understand Islam, but there are certain Arabic words that every Muslim, if you're going to be a daya, that you need to know. Sheikh Morsi was a stickler on that. The little bit of Fusha I do know, I learned from him, and also Sheikh Atlee. When I married Sheikh Atlee was big on that too. You got to learn certain Fusha. Okay? So that's why I'm saying that you have to learn from the people and knowledge. You can't teach yourself this stuff. All right? So Allah, out of his mercy, he didn't just create Adam and throw him and say, now go out there and figure it out. He let him live amongst the angels and Iblis to learn the nature of Iblis and to also learn how to work the gift that Allah had given him, which is free will. And what happens when you use it the correct way, and what happens when you use it the wrong way? And then Allah put him and Iblis where he created them to be, and let them know, all your descendants. He told Adam, your descendants. He also says this in the Quran, you were created to worship me. And as the Prophet Muhammad said, the earth is the testing ground. You and your descendants, they have to earn the right to paradise. Okay, does that make sense? Everybody understand that? So I don't want to ever hear any of you Muslims say that we were created to live in paradise, but Allah punished Adam and Eve by putting us on earth, because Allah never said that. He said, I am creating a Khalifa. I'm creating a creation of leaders to inhabit the earth. After he had the angels run the jinn off of it, because the jinn were leaders on it at first. They blew it. They were the ones who were punished by Allah. All right? They were replaced with us. Is that clear? Okay, Mr. Soupy, you got any comments? If you got any other questions or comments, please come back at because now you're typing in Arabic. Come back at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Dr. Ibrahim Darmali will be here, and he can go over these verses with you even more in detail. You can type your Arabic to him, because I don't read it. Sorry. All right. So, wanted to answer that question. I'm going to ask that question again in 2 weeks and see if y'all remember. Okay? We ain't no...
So Adam is the first Khalifa.
Yes. He's the first man, the first human, the first.
That's a good point.
Yes. He was the first Khalifa, first leader, first ruler, first imam. And
so how is he going to learn? He has to learn from Allah. So Allah taught him this. He taught him all the animals, and he taught him how to deal with shape. That all makes sense now. Nobody has ever broken down. Subhanallah.
And Allah says that in the Quran. That's how Allah taught him the names of all things. The names of all things. And that's why some of the scholars say that Moses wasn't the only one that Allah spoke directly to. Some of the scholars say that Allah spoke directly to Adam too. But Allah knows best, because he could have had a Jibreel tell him, I don't know, Allah, I don't go into that. That stuff ain't important to me. But that's why some of the scholars will say that Allah spoke directly to Adam too, because he taught Adam the names of everything. He taught him how to work his free will. He taught him what the consequences would be if he don't. And even when he put him here on earth, he had the angels. When he died, like we went over, when he died, he had the angels show what to do with the body, how to wash it and all of that. Okay? So yes, Allah is merciful. And that's why I tell you guys, the lordship of Allah is everything. Why is it that most Muslims living on earth today can't handle the trials of life? Why are most Muslims weak in their iman? Because they don't understand Tawheed ar-Rububiyyah, the lordship of Allah. If you understand the power, the might, the lordship of Allah, everything falls into place, and you will only fear him. You'll only trust in him, and you will love him over everyone and everything else. A lot of y'all hear me talking about my family sometimes. I'll say I don't love my kids more than Allah, and a lot of y'all think I'm crazy, but now y'all see that's where I'm at. I don't put nothing above Allah, because he's the power, he's the might. And he told us ain't nobody meant to be on this earth forever. We all gonna die. Hello, some sooner than later. Okay? The question is, what have you done with your time here? If those Muslims that know right from wrong, you use your free will to do wrong, that's on you. I might cry a couple of tears when you're gone, but I'm gonna keep it moving, because you ain't nobody to me. Remember, Allah says in the Quran, your children don't belong to you. That's another verse. Your children do not belong to you. They belong to Allah. Just like your husband doesn't belong to you, he belongs to Allah. And just like you don't belong to him, we all come from Allah, and we all belong to Allah. Y'all understand that? Like Allah says, I give you these temporary things. Your children are alone. Your husband is alone. Your wife is alone, that Allah gave to you to see what you gonna do with it. Are you going to do right with it and use that loan as a means for paradise? And if that loan grows up and disappoints you, are you going to throw in the towel? Or are you going to say, well, innalillahi wa inna ilaihi raji'un, and keep it moving? Y'all see that? That's how you get over death. Nobody's got time to be sitting around crying over spilled milk, crying over people. They gone. They dead. Move on. It's over. Seriously, you're going to go too. And all that time you wasted not accepting the qadr of Allah, it's time that you could have spent learning this deen correctly, learning his lordship, learning that he is it. That's all you need is him. You don't need no mother, no father, no brother, no sister, no husband. Allah's all any of us need. You got Allah, that's it. That's everything. But Muslims today ain't there. Y'all are not there. My generation was there. This new generation today, as brother Yusuf said, this Muslim 2.0, y'all are messed up. Y'all ain't got nothing going on. Okay? All right. So now y'all understand. It's all about Tawheed, the lordship of Allah. If you can come to terms with that, accept that, and believe in that the way the companions believe, you be strong like them. All right. So now let's get to tonight's lecture, because tonight I'm going to speak about those cardinals, those angels that are assigned to us. Let me make this screen a little bigger. Yeah, make sure y'all got me on the big screen TV for the kids. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I saw it. Yeah, yeah, I saw it. You notice I've been doing that because I saw it. It looked nice. It looked nice. I watched my Q&A on television last night, and I could see it did look nice when I put it like that. Yeah, I'll try to make more backgrounds to keep it looking pretty like that. Okay, let's take a look at the PowerPoint. Now, wait a minute. I got too many computers. What's this? Which mouse? This is the mouse. Now, we spoke about how Allah has appointed for each human being a qareen. What's a qareen? That's call, not ka, call. What's a qareen? Qareen, like all Arabic, has many different meanings, but in this case, it refers to a constant companion. A constant companion. We have a constant companion from amongst the angels that's going to be with us until we die. And we have another Qareen, another constant companion from amongst the jinn. You might hear some uneducated Muslims say a Qareen is a jinn. Well, I just proved that that person don't know what they're talking about, because Qareen doesn't mean jinn. It means companion. And there are companions assigned to us from amongst the angels, and companions assigned to us from amongst the jinn. We have this authentic hadith. What's the source? Sahih Muslim. Ibn Masud, may Allah be pleased with him, said, the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, there is no one amongst you who has not been appointed a Qareen, which is a constant companion from among the jinn. Here's my dalil. The Sufi Sheikh is saying that I don't know what I'm talking about. Okay, you can mute him now, Brother Edward. Sufi Sheikh, I'm giving you the dalil. Can you read? This is Sahih Muslim. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, there is no one amongst you who has not been appointed a Qareen from amongst the jinn and another from amongst the angels. There's my dalil. And they said, when he said that, the companion said, what about you, O Prophet of Allah? Do you have a companion from amongst the angel and a companion from amongst the jinn? He said, yes, me too. But in regards to my jinn companion, Allah has helped me against him by making him Muslim. So he cannot tell me to do anything bad. He cannot whisper into my heart for me to disobey Allah. But that's not the case, he emphasized, for the rest of you. So there's the dalil. And what's the source? Sahih Muslim. Like I tell you guys, most all of the hadiths that I use, because I'm trained to cover myself, because I'm going to always have to deal with a Shiite or a Sufi or some just uneducated person. Okay? And only a fool would refute Bukhari and Muslim. And we have a lot of fools out there. Yeah, just keep him muted. All right, don't kick him out, because he needs to learn the truth. Okay? All right. So each and every one of us, when does this happen? This happens when we reach the age of puberty. When you reach the age of puberty, that's when that jinn is attached to you. You can tell when it happens, guys. You want to know how you can tell? Because that's when your kids start acting bad. Oh, I watched it with my grandkids. I can always tell when my grandkids reach the age of puberty, because that's when they start talking back. That's when they start acting ignorant. They were no longer the sweet little creatures they were when they were babies. Now they want to be disrespectful. Now they want to stomp. Now they want to curse. Now they want to watch pornography on TV. Now they want to do all that. That's when that jinn attaches, at puberty. And also an angel. And both of them are assigned to your heart. Both of them hover around in your heart. We have another hadith where the Prophet, what's the source of this one? Bukhari and Muslim. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, the good inspirations that you have come from the angel that's assigned to your heart. The bad inspirations that you have are from your personal jinn that's assigned to the heart. So we all have an angel and a jinn. The angels love truth. The jinn are trying to get you to do what's bad and dirty. The angel appeals to your heart whereas the jinn tries to get you to give in to your soul. Okay? And again, this angel is not the same angel that writes down your deeds. This angel's job is to stay in your heart and try to whisper in your heart for you to do good things. That feeling that you had, something told you, call your mother and just give salams to her. And then you get another feeling, nah, I ain't gonna call her. That's the angel and the jinn. And they fight like that. The angel will say, give your mother a call and check on her. Then the jinn will say, no, don't call her. Be angry at her still. Don't forgive her. That's the struggle. We are always torn between listening to that angel and listening to that jinn. Okay? Listen to what the prophet, where's my Dalil? Sufi man, take screenshots. Maybe I can educate you. Okay? The prophet, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, said the devil has a hold over the son of Adam. Here's my evidence. And the angel also has a hold over him. The hold of the devil tempts man to do evil and deny the truth, whereas the hold of the angel encourages man to do good and believe in the truth. Whoever experiences anything like this, let him know that it is from Allah, and let him praise Allah. Whoever experienced anything of the other, let him seek refuge with Allah from the accursed shaitan. And how do we seek refuge with Allah? By saying shaitan threatens you with poverty and orders you to commit evil deeds, whereas Allah promised you forgiveness from himself and blessings and reward. And Allah is all that we need. Like I said earlier, all you need is Allah. You don't need nobody or nothing but Allah. And so there's my Dalil. All of this is Sahih Muslim. Okay? Take a screenshot. New Shahadas. How many of us listen to our angel? How many of us listen to our jinn? It's always a tug of war between the two of them. And also this verse here is Quran. This is also Surah Baqarah. So now do y'all see what Dr. Jamali is going to be teaching y'all? He's in Surah Baqarah. How to reform yourself, change yourself, train your heart to listen to the angel and not the jinn, to not be hypocritical. All right. Now, let's look at an example as to how we as humans are constantly torn between the angel and the jinn of the heart. Well, here we have this hadith. Az-Zubair tells us that Jabir, may Allah be pleased with them both, said that the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, whenever a person goes to bed, an angel and a devil come to them. And the angel says, in your day, by doing something good. And the jinn will say, in your day, by doing something bad. If you remember Allah until sleep overtakes you, the angel will run that devil away from you and spend the night watching over you. When I say watching over, he's watching over your heart. He's going to run that devil away and make him sit down in a corner of your heart, and he'll be guard over your heart. And then when you wake up, an angel and a devil will come to you. The angel will say, begin your day doing good. And then the jinn to your heart will say, start your day doing something bad. I got a lot of new shahadas that's trying to kick the habit of smoking. What happens when you wake up in the morning? What's the first thought that comes to your heart and your mind? You get this instinct to smoke a cigarette. That's the jinn. But then you get this instinct, no, don't give in to it. You've done so well. You done went a whole week without smoking. Don't give in to it. That's the angel. Y'all see that? So when you get those thoughts, if you say, praise be to Allah, who has brought your soul back to your body after causing you to sleep, and has not caused you to die. And praise be to Allah, who has detained the souls whom he decreed who should die, and has sent back the souls to others who he hasn't decreed to die yet. If you say this, then that angel will run that devil away from your heart, and you won't give in to that desire to smoke that cigarette. I want y'all to remember this hadith, because I'm going to go over this hadith with you all again, especially my smokers during Ramadan. Alhamdulillah, Sister Sandra. Sandra quit smoking last Ramadan. Sandra, you said she used to smoke 2 packs of cigarettes a day. She had just converted to Islam. She spent her first Ramadan with me here on this website. And alhamdulillah, by the end of Ramadan, she was nicotine free. She has not smoked a cigarette since, and look how Allah blessed her. She just got married 2 months ago. She got a good husband who's a practicing Muslim too. Alhamdulillah. And like she said, she doesn't even think about cigarettes anymore. But that's what I had to tell her to do. I said, every day when you wake up and every night when you go to sleep, that jinn is going to try to get you to sneak and smoke a cigarette. If you say no and praise Allah and glorify Allah and go to sleep, that angel will look over you, over your heart during the night. And then in the morning, that jinn gonna try to do it to you again. And your angel's gonna be telling you, you done put down 2 weeks. You know, you're over it. Okay, and you listen to that instead of the jinn, subhanAllah. I'm telling you guys. So this is a beautiful hadith that shows, and I'm using the example of cigarettes because many of you are new shahadas, and that's the hardest habit to kick. You know, it's them cigarettes, because cigarettes are extremely addictive. That nicotine ain't nothing like it. Okay, all for that 10-minute high. Okay. So that's the angel that's assigned to our heart to inspire us to do good things, to inspire us to do what Allah wants us to do. And we also have 2 cardinals assigned to our shoulders. They over our right and left shoulder. Those are the recording angels. One writes down the bad things we do and the bad things we say, and the other writes down the good things we do and the good things we say. As Allah says, not a word does he or she utter without those angels writing them down. Okay? And Allah, even though Allah don't need an angel to write down what we do, because Allah knows and never forgets, Allah has them doing that for a reason. Because man will always argue. Man will deny the truth. On the day of judgment, when we have to stand before Allah to be judged, we'll lie, try to lie our way out. I didn't do that. I didn't say that. So Allah will have those 2 angels come forward, and they will read from your book of deeds that on January 21st, 1999, you chose to go in your mother's purse and steal $100. And then at 4 o'clock that afternoon, you went into Macy's and bought you such and such a thing. So those angels are writing down everything so they can throw it back in our face on the day of judgment when we try to lie our way out of stuff. And with the unbelievers, When they see their book of deeds, they're going to scream out, woe to us. What kind of book is that? And they will be told, this is the book that contains everything that you said and did. You can't say you never heard about Islam, because on January 10th, 1982, you listened to a lecture from a Muslim and said that person crazy. So you can't say that you never heard about Islam. On December 10th, you turned on the TV and Bush was talking about blowing up the Muslims. You sat there and said, do it. Them people crazy. So y'all see, the Kafir are really going to have a problem with that on the day of judgment. They can't lie and say they didn't know about Islam. We have this hadith in Sahih Bukhari, where the Abu Huraira, may Allah be pleased with him, says that the Prophet said, a person may say something that is pleasing to Allah and not even know it. And Allah will raise his and he will raise and Allah will reward him for that. And then another person will say something that's not pleasing to Allah, and Allah will know that too. So again, guys, there's nothing that we say, there's nothing that we do that escapes Allah anyway. But he got those recording angels to write it down, whatever we say, whatever we do. So there's no way that we can say that Allah is not just. Remember, Allah is just. That's why he allowed Adam and Eve to be created and stay in paradise for that short time out of his justice. So they can't say that we didn't know how to work our free will. We didn't know the dangers of Iblis. We didn't know. Oh, yes, you did know. I allowed you to stay here for a certain amount of time to find out. Okay? The justice of Allah. Also, the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said that Allah says in a beautiful hadith qudsi, when my servant intends to do a bad deed, he tells the angels, do not record it unless he does it. If he does it, then write it down as 1 point against him. And if he intends to do a good deed and does not do it, then write it down as a good deed and multiply it times 10. So that shows how merciful Allah is. If we are inspired by our jinn, if your jinn whispers in your heart to do something bad, the angels don't write it down unless you do it, okay? And if they are going to write it down, it's going to be just 1 point against you. But if you get that inspiration from the jinn to do something bad and you don't do it, they're going to write down 10 good deeds because you said no to the bad and didn't do it. Y'all see how merciful Allah is? That's what I'm saying, guys. If we understood the lordship of Allah, you'd be able to handle life better, because Allah wants the best for all of us. The angels are making dua for us. They're hoping that we don't listen to that jinn. That angel of the heart is making dua that we listen to it and not the jinn. We have another hadith, Sahih Bukhari and Muslim, where the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, the angels say, oh Allah, your servant wants to do something bad, although he knows better than that. So Allah will say to the angels, watch him. If he does it, then write it down 1 time against him. But if he doesn't do it, then write it down as a blessing and multiply it times 10, because he's not doing it because of his fear of me. Remember, to be a believer, you have to have love, hope, and fear in your heart. Fear of Allah's punishment. That's what prevents us from smoking that cigarette. Fear of Allah's punishment. That's what prevents you women from getting on YouTube talking to these nasty men. Fear of Allah. That's why I stay in my house. I had another sister ask me today. She said, Laila, you never go anywhere. I said, I fear Allah. Shaitan loves to take down the daya, especially a good-looking one. I ain't being arrogant. I'm just keeping it real. Shaitan likes to play with the daya, especially one that looks like me. So why would I go out there and get myself in some trouble? I'm in my house making videos. You can come visit me, but I ain't going nowhere with you, sister. You see that? That fear. Okay? And again, all the angels want us to do good. Where's my Dalil, Mr. Sufi? Listen at this. The Prophet, sallallahu alayhi wasallam, what's the source? Bukhari and Muslim, that's what I use here. He said every day 2 angels will come to the earth in the morning, and one of them will say, oh Allah, pay the person who spends for your sake. And the other will say, oh Allah, destroy the person who can give for your sake but doesn't. These are 2 angels of mercy. Okay? These are the angels of mercy. They come down every morning at Fajr making dua for whoever donates in the way of Allah. You donate money to help the masjid. You donate your time to help the Muslims in your community. You donate your money to keep this website on the internet to help pay the expenses, because Layla and the old ladies, we living off retirement. We can't do it no more by ourselves. You know, look at these angels making dua for you because you did that. And on the other hand, if you are a person that Allah has blessed with the ability to help others and you don't because you're selfish, you're into yourself, then that angel curses you because you could have did something good that day, but you didn't. Subhanallah. Also, Allah may send some of his angels to try us, to test us too. Y'all know the story. Y'all know the story of the angel who Allah sent to stand in the middle of the road because a man was walking from his city to visit someone in the other city. So the angel took the form of a human being and he asked the man, where are you going? He said, I'm going to visit my friend. And the angel said, where does your friend live? He said, in the other city. And the angel said, that's a long walk. You owe him some money, or he owes you some money. So you going to pick up some money? And the man said, no, he doesn't owe me anything. He said, I'm just going to let him know that I love him and I miss him for the sake of Allah. And I just want to see him. So that's an example as to how Allah may send an angel to test us. And we all also know the story of how the angel, Allah sent an angel to the blind man to give him back his eyes, the bald man to give him some hair, and the leper, and gave them money. And then just to see if they would be thankful to Allah. And they all failed the test except for one. So that's more about the angels. And as I said, everything that I'm teaching you is from the Quran and the Sunnah. You know, I don't use a book of methabs. The 4 Imams, may Allah bless them all, they were good men who tried to keep the Sunnah of the Prophet going. You know, Ibn Taymiyyah, good man. Ibn Qayyim, good men who tried to keep, you know, the true Islam, traditional Islam going. But I don't teach from them. I teach from the Prophet with the understanding of the companions, because they were the best. And that's where the 4 Imams learned from. They learned from them. Ibn Taymiyyah, they learned from them. We're not into that stuff here. So for the Sufi man here, you know, all the Arabic you type and you can take that up with Dr. Jamali, but man, we ain't upon that here. I ain't upon that nonsense here. It's about Quran wa Sunnah. Safi, that's it. Nothing else. If you can't prove it with the Quran, you can't prove it with the Hadith, with the understanding of those original companions, and you wasting your time with Laila Nasheeba. I ain't the one. Okay, any questions or comments? Yes, Brother Nuruddin. Yes, Brother Nuruddin, on the day of judgment, everything will testify against us. Your body, the earth, the animals, everything. Yes, you won't be able to lie your way out. Your hands will tell where they've been, that they shouldn't have been. Your feet, everything. Yes, that hadith is authentic. Yeah, any other questions or comments? So you guys are clear about Adam alayhi salam and why. Y'all understand why Allah allowed him to stay in paradise. It wasn't to reward him. It was to teach him. He was the first of mankind. And he and all of us, Allah created all our souls. We all agreed to take the free will. Allah gathered us all together at Arafat after he created Adam. And he offered Adam and all of us the same choice he offered to the sun and the moon, and they refused it. And the animals, they refused it. And the angels, they refused it. But we said, yeah, we want it. Because we're foolish. That's just how we are. So Allah said, well, since you, Adam, and your offspring accepted it, come on, let me show you how to work it. And that's why he kept him and his wife there for however long. Okay? All right, guys, I'm going to log out for right now. I'll be back in 15 minutes. Dr. Jamali will be covering verses 6 through 16 of Surah Baqarah. It's all about evaluating your heart. Are you listening to that angel? Or are you listening to that jinn? Are you allowing that jinn assigned to you to have more power over you? So y'all look for the stream. It'll be the next stream, which will be in 15 minutes. Subhanakallahumma wa bihamdika ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta astaghfiruka wa atubu ilayk.